Okay.
I want to cry.
I saw the broken lineage and the pain that sinks into the presence, um, and a crystal ball.
I actually saw images of the Iron Cross, which made me feel quite sad and frustrated that we don't seem to have learned from the past to make the future a better place. And I kept thinking about the time of year it is and the saying, lest we forget.
I kind of became aware that we're all angels or light beings, and we're floating in and out of form, and that there is no time or space, just presence. I felt the unity of it, the unity of the birth and the death and the brokenness and the fullness.
I think I've been getting a deeper appreciation of the idea that life, Gaia, is so resilient and strong that these cycles of death and rebirth of individual beings within that superorganism, have always happened, and sometimes catastrophically. I've always been annoyed by people sort of saying, "Well, this has happened before," so they, like question, is that some kind of spiritual bypass for people to not feel just terrible grief at the prospect that we might only have 1 billion people on this planet, or no people, and 80% of species gone within 100 years, and yet I've seen people who really are in no form of denial at all about that reality, and yet somehow are still looking at that larger continuity of life, and thinking about how to serve and support it in ways that are joyous. It's I'm still kind of I don't know, trying to understand that. Although the other thing that I've seen a lot of is people finding joy through grief, or, you know, by fully going into their grief, they're opened up to joy and the possibility of that. And that if you don't do that, that probably is also going to hold you back.
Well, for me, I just kept staring into like the center of the crystal ball. I love how you thought of it as conceived of it as a crystal ball, because as I was drawing it, it kept like changing what it was in my mind. Like at first it was just this circle of life, then it was the earth, then it became a clock, and I hadn't thought about it as a crystal ball. And so then that was like, I just love that so much, but I just kept staring into this like star in the center, and then I would like try to look away, and then I would just want to go back to the center. So that was my experience of
Yeah, I had a sense, I also had experienced that, and I had a sense that there is something that is emerging from there, like something is coming out, you know? Like a train, you know, like you see the little spot, but
It looked like a face too.
Really? You saw a face?
With one eye.
Oh, okay.
But there were sort of looked like tears coming down from where two eyes would be, and there's something nose-like.
I saw the lips on one side and tears on the other. I don't know if that, yeah. So I thought there was a dichotomy of sort of love and grief and love and grief.
Just noticing, Marie, you have to go pretty soon, yeah? Okay. Does this feel like the right time to do a quick closing?
yeah, I can share that I'm very grateful to have this exploration space with you, and I don't know if you saw, but on the Presencing Institute website that just came out an article telling about the summer school that I was part of the Action Research Social Field Summer School, and it speaks about resonance and this activity that we have also been doing there. So it feels nice to explore that in practice as well, continue, and I love this possibility. I think it's quite unique to do it online in such way. You know, very kind of bottom-up happening. It feels it has a lot of potential again. Yeah, on Monday I'm starting this experiment, Unlock the News. It's a field trip for Nawat, but actually I have like 11 people registered for this first session, and it's kind of taking newspaper theater or this working from text into voice. But I already feel like the sessions have greatly influenced what I imagine could be done in that space. So I'm wondering how to incorporate that and what is emerging from that as well. Yeah, I feel that the more I do this work, I feel like we're only scratching the surface of what this technology is allowing us to do in terms of tuning in to each other and a collective field. And I love this resonance of and the poetic expression of that. That's my checkout.
Jenny, you were talking about how powerful the last session you were in was, where we had the hybrid in-person group at the World Open Space and some people coming in on Zoom that included you and Uri. And there was a moment I was sitting there in the room with Tanya at the end of that when things had really cohered and we were so there together. And the video, somebody was speaking and their video froze and we couldn't hear them. And I got a little apologetic about, that to Tanya, and she's done a lot of online work too. And she said, no, I always look at these things as a gift when the tech gets glitchy. And then it happened again, and it was, and we both kind of smiled and sort of settled into that. And we had, so that was just a great little moment to be reminded by her of that, because that's something I've also experienced too, that when the tech doesn't work, that's actually part of the poetry, part of the magic. And we had that today with you, Uri, not only that you were coming in and out, but also this insane echo and bubbling laughter behind you. You must be in some public place. And at some point people were like, what's going on with all the feedback? And it really, to me, it was perfect ambiance. It's like trickster energy showing up.
I'm feeling like there was lots of energy, and then feeling a bit like on a roller coaster, because I felt like we got into a place that felt quite deep and almost a little bit of sorrow. And I also feel like it was nice to check in with my body. So it's quite difficult for me to do that, particularly in this space, because I'm sitting in an office, lots of people around me. But I actually quite enjoyed that. So thank you for that.
I enjoyed this impromptu fun meeting, and I was a bit touched by the dropping into the grief. The little clip was quite poignant, because this afternoon in a conversation we were talking about when my friend grew up as a little boy in the northern Queensland, the land where he lived. The people that originally lived on that land got rounded up like animals and pushed off a cliff. So when that little thing came up tonight, that touched something that's already been sitting in me today. So there's a lot of grieving to be done, and a lot of recognizing of the grief the grief of the perpetrators and the grief of the people that suffered that, because the grief's on both sides and it's massive. And I've been quite touched. It's been this lovely, bouncy, floaty, fun, but yet incredibly deep and moving experience, and totally unexpected. So there's a reason I was here, because there's no such thing as chance. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, Urdi and Jenny, for calling this session.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe we'll do a 3.0.
What?
Maybe we'll do a 3.0. A Poetics of Generosity, a 3.0.
Oh, 3.0. Oh. It's fascinating to see the evolution of this process. We're
Yes.
co-evolving.
Yes, now it was video. Let's see what more we can add into this equation.
Well, there's songs. We have 4 different parts to the harvest. There's video, there's the text jewels, there's the videos, there's resources that are links to all kinds of different things, and there's music. And this was the first time, I think, that anyone used the harvest to create stuff. So yay.
Yay.
Check that off.
Celebrate. Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
All right, bye, everyone. Take care. I could email you this.
Great.
Be well.
Hope to see some of you back here in 2.5 hours. Or not. Have a great weekend.